Dear learners, welcome to today's session. We will be discussing an important topic classification of disabilities based on the ICF model, school readiness, and models of inclusion. Please watch the entire video carefully and take notes on the key points. At the end of the session, you'll find multiple choice questions to help reinforce your understanding. Let us first understand the classification of disabilities based on ICF model. The International Classification of Functioning, Disability and Health (ICF) is a framework developed by the World Health Organization (WHO) in 2001. Unlike the traditional medical model, ICF takes a biopsychosocial approach, integrating biological, psychological, and social dimensions of disability. Key components of ICF: 1. Body functions and structures, impairments, problems in body function or alterations in body structure, example paralysis, blindness, speech impairment. 2. Activities, activity limitations, difficulties in executing daily tasks or actions, example difficulty in writing, reading, moving. 3. Participation, participation restrictions, problems in involvement in life situations, example attending school, participating in group discussions. 4. Environmental factors, the physical, social, and attitudinal environment in which people live and conduct their lives, example lack of ramps, untrained teachers, social stigma. 5. Personal factors, individual backgrounds such as age, gender, coping styles, education, social background, not classified in ICF but considered important. What is the classification of disabilities, ICF based? 1. Sensory disabilities, vision impairment and hearing impairment. 2. Neuromusculoskeletal and movement-related disabilities, cerebral palsy, muscular dystrophy and spinal cord injuries. 3. Mental and behavioral disabilities, autism spectrum disorder, intellectual disability and emotional and behavioral disorders. 4. Communication disabilities, speech and language disorders and aphasia. 5. Cognitive disabilities, dyslexia, dyscalculia, and memory deficits. 6. Multiple disabilities, combination of two or more impairments, such as deaf-blindness or physical and intellectual disability. Now let us explore the concept of readiness of school for inclusion. School readiness refers to the extent to which a school is prepared to include and support students with diverse learning needs, including children with disabilities. Key indicators of school readiness: 1. Infrastructure readiness, ramps, accessible toilets, wide doors, handrails, braille signs, audio signals, visual alarms, assistive technology, and learning materials. 2. Curricular readiness, flexible and inclusive curriculum, availability of individualized education plans, IEPs, use of Universal Design for Learning, UDL, principles. 3. Teacher readiness, training in special education and inclusive pedagogy, positive attitude toward children with disabilities, use of differentiated instructional strategies. 4. Administrative and policy readiness, implementation of policies under RPWD Act 2016, NEP 2020. Coordination with special educators, therapists, counselors. 5. Community and peer readiness, awareness programs for parents, peers. Encouraging participation of CWSN, children with special needs, in all school activities. Sensitization programs to remove stigma. What are models of inclusion in education? Inclusion models refer to how students with disabilities are integrated into mainstream education systems. These models differ in the level and type of support provided. Types of inclusion models: 1. Full inclusion model. All students, regardless of the severity of disability, learn in the same classroom. Special educators and support services are provided within the classroom. Focus on collaborative teaching and peer assisted learning. Advantages: promotes social integration and equality. Challenges: may require intensive teacher training and resources. 2. Partial inclusion model. Students spend part of the day in general classrooms and part in special education settings for targeted support. Inclusion is based on subject-wise or skill-wise needs. Advantages: balances academic support and social interaction. Challenges: coordination between mainstream and special educators is essential. 3. Mainstreaming model emphasizes the placement of students with disabilities into regular classrooms once they are deemed ready. Focuses more on the child adapting to the system. Criticism: often seen as outdated and less inclusive as it puts the burden of adaptation on the child. 4. Resource room model. Students attend regular classes but spend specific hours in a resource room for specialized instruction. Resource rooms are staffed with special educators. Advantages: offers focused support without full segregation. Challenges: requires proper scheduling and resource allocation. 5. Special schools to inclusive schools model. Gradual shift from segregated special schools to inclusion in mainstream schools. Special schools may serve as support centers for mainstream institutions. Advantages: creates inclusive ecosystems over time. Challenges: demands systemic change and stakeholder cooperation. Dear viewers, let's solve some important multiple choice questions based on the presentation. 1. Which of the following is not a core component of the ICF model? A. Body functions and structures. B. Activities and participation. C. Environmental and personal factors. D. Intelligence quotient. 2. A student with cerebral palsy faces difficulty in movement. Under ICF, this is classified as A. Personal factor, B. Participation restriction, C. Activity limitation, D. Environmental factor. 3. Which disability category involves difficulty in understanding language or symbols? A. Sensory disability, B. Cognitive disability, C. Motor disability, D. Behavioral disability. 4. Which of the following is an example of environmental barriers under the ICF model? A. Poor muscle control, B. Lack of ramps in school, C. Difficulty in speech, D. Low motivation. 5. School readiness includes all of the following except A. Trained teachers, B. Accessible infrastructure, C. Strict segregation policies, D. Inclusive curriculum. 6. Which of the following is a sign of teacher readiness for inclusion? A. Use of corporal punishment, B. Focus only on high achievers, C. Use of differentiated instruction strategies, D. Rigid lecture method. 7. What is the main feature of the full inclusion model? A. Students with disabilities are placed only in special schools, B. All students learn in the same classroom with full support. C. Only students with mild disabilities are included. D. Students are included only after passing tests. 8. In which model do students spend part of their time in regular classes and part in special settings? A. Full inclusion model. B. Partial inclusion model. C. Resource room model. D. Mainstreaming model. Thank you, don't miss out. Subscribe now to my YouTube channel, Education and Teacher Education, for insightful content and valuable resources.